The Brihad Bhagavatamrit is very famous. Anyone who wants to know about the subject matter of devotees, devotional service, and Krishna must read this book. Bhakta, Bhakti, and Bhagavan. All the three. Sanatan Goswami also wrote a special commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Dashama Tippani, which is so excellent that by reading it, one can understand very deeply the pastime of Krishna in his exchanges of loving activities. Another famous book by Sanatan Goswami is the Hari Bhakti Vilas, which states the rules and regulations for all divisions of Vaishnava, namely the Vaishnava householder, Vaishnava brahmacharis, Vaishnava vanprastha, and Vaishnava sannyasis. This book was specially written, however, for Vaishnava householders. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami has described Sanatan Goswami in his prayer, Vilap Kusmanjali, verse 6, where he expressed his obligation to Sanatan Goswami in the following word. Most of you have memorized many pranam mantras, the verses of Mangalacharan, invocation. This is one verse which we all must memorize. This is the verse where Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is offering his obeisances to Srila Sanatana Goswami. Very beautiful verse. Vairag Yuga Bhakti Rasam Prayatne Apayayan Mama Anapipsham Andham Kripambudirya Paradukha Dukhi Sanatanastam Prabhumashrayami. Anyone who has memorized, or those who have not memorized, can recite this verse. Very beautiful verse. And today we should all recite this verse. Bolo. Go ahead. You can see the screen now. Where is the fear? The Pranam Mantra of Srila Sanatan Goswami. And today is his disappearance day. Bolo, unmute and speak.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Bolo.
Should I speak?
Okay, yes, Purushottam, go ahead.
वैराग्ययुग भक्ति रसम प्रयत्ने अप्यान्यन माम अनाभिप्सुम अनंधम कृपी सनातनस्ताम प्रभुम अरे आश्रयामि
ध्यान से सुनो,
आश्रयामि
दोबारा बोल रहा हूँ. हाँ. वैराग युग भक्ति रसम प्रयत्ने अपायान माम अनभीप्सुमंधम कृपाम्बुदिर्या परदुःख दुःखी सनातनस्तां प्रभुमाश्रयामि. Sanatanastam Prabhumashrayami. Yes, Priyanka, you recite.
वैराग्ययुक्ता भक्तिरसंप्रयत्नैः आपायनं माम् अनभीप्सुमन्धम् कृपाम्बुधिर्या परदुःखदुःखी सनातनस्तं प्रभुम् आश्रयामि.
Yes, very good. One more time.
वैराग्ययुग भक्तिरसंप्रयत्नैः आपायनं माम् अनभीप्सुमन्धम् कृपाम्बुधिर्या परदुःखदुःखी सनातनस्तं प्रभुमाश्रयामि.
Excellent. Simple. From our heart, we should all offer this prayer today, Srila Sanatan Goswami. Pranav.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। वैरागयुक्भक्तिरसं प्रयत्नैरपाययन् अभीप्सुम् अंधम् कृपा
अनाभीप्सुमंधम। Recite.
वैरागयुक्भक्तिरसं प्रयत्नैरपाययन् अनभीप्सुम् अंधम् कृपाम्बुदीर्या परदुःखदुःखी सनातनस्तं प्रभुमाश्रयामि।
Very good. Yes, others. मानिनी माता जी, आप क्या सोच रही है? आपको 4 बार बोलेंगे तब बोलेंगी?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। नहीं प्रभु जी, बोल दो। वैराग्ययुक्भक्तिरसं प्रयत्नैरपाययम् अनभीप्सुमन्धम् कृपां बुद्धिया परदुःखदुःखी सनातनस्तं प्रभु आश्रयामि।
मनोराम, अरे बोलो भाई, सनातन गोस्वामी को प्रणाम नहीं करना है क्या?
वैराग्ययुगभक्तिरसं प्रयत्नेरपयायन्माम् अनुपीप्सुम् अन्धम् कृपां बुदीर्य परदुःखदुःखी सनातनस्तं प्रभुम् आश्रयामि।
So what Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, who is the Prayojan Acharya, see how he is glorifying Sanatan Goswami. He says, I was unwilling to drink the nectar of devotional service. Apayayan mam anabhipshu mandham. I was unwilling to drink the nectar of devotional service, which is possessed of renunciation. But Srila Sanatan Goswami, out of his causeless mercy, made me drink milk. Kripam Budhir. Even though I was otherwise unable to do so. Therefore, he is an ocean of mercy. He is very compassionate to fallen souls like me. And thus it is my duty to offer my respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet. So what is the position of Srila Sanatan Goswami in Lord Chaitanya's movement? What is his glorious position and what are his glorious contributions? No one else knows more than Lord Chaitanya himself. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, he speaks. And in a way, he gives instructions to Srila Sanatan Goswami. Lord Chaitanya did not pass the instructions to anyone as he did to Srila Sanatan Goswami. For 60 consecutive days, 1 to 1, they were meeting every day. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very confidentially was revealing his heart to Srila Sanatan Goswami. And what was he revealing his heart? We will hear from Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sharing to Sanatan Goswami. See what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Tomar sharir mora pradhan sadhana ei sharire sadhimo ami bahu prayojana. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that Tomar sharir, your body Sanatan, is my chief instrument, is my principal instrument. And by this instrument of your body, I will fulfill my mission. I will fulfill many of my missions, many of my tasks. So, this body is not yours, Sanatan. This body belongs to me. And through you, I will manifest the mission for which I have come. What is Mahaprabhu's mission? What he wants Sanatan Goswami to fulfill? Bhakta Bhakti Krishna Prema Tatvera Niradhara Vaishnavera Kritya or Vaishnavachara. So Bhakta, that what is the principle of one to be a devotee? And what a bhakta does is bhakti, that is devotional service or devotional practice. And what is the purpose of a bhakta performing bhakti? Is to achieve Krishna prema. You have to ascertain the basic principles of a devotee, devotional service, love of Godhead. Tatvera nirdhara. Tattva means the truth, the principles. Vaishnavera krityara, Vaishnavachara. What are the duties of a devotee? Vaishnavera kritya. And what is the conduct and behavior of a devotee? That also you establish. Bhakta, bhakti, Krishna prem, kritya, Vaishnavera kritya or Vaishnavera achar. So all of it, you are the principal person who will establish all these fundamental truths, how to practice it and how to achieve perfection. Krishna bhakti, Krishna prema, seva pravartana, lupta tirtha uddhara or vairagya sikshana. Further, this is all Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, which he accomplished through Srila Sanatana Goswami. Krishna bhakti, you will have to explain Krishna's devotional service. Then, very important, establish centers for cultivation of love of Krishna. Very beautiful. This is so much fascinating that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered him to establish the centers for cultivation of Krishna prema. And this Sanatana Goswami path, he executed it through Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada throughout the world, he opened so many centers for cultivation of love of Krishna. The temples of ISKCON are, what are they? They are the centers for cultivation of love of Krishna. So Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prem, and what is to be done in this center? Seva Pravartana. That one has to perform loving devotional service. In this centers for love of Krishna, what is the activity? Is performing loving devotional service. And also what he has to do, before he does that, what he has to do? Lupta tirtha uddhara vairagya sikshana. You have to excavate, you have to find the lost places of pilgrimage, of pastimes, the deities, the temples. And very important siksha, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to establish to Srila Sanatana Goswami, that is Vairagya. How to adopt the renouncement, the detachment. That is why Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is saying, Vairagya Yug Bhakti Rasam Prayatne. What Srila Sanatana Goswami has done, he has given the highest form of devotional practice, which is imbued with detachment. Vairagya Yuga Bhakti, and which is filled with the mellows of love for Krishna. Rasa Prayat. Where is it coming from? It is coming from this verse. Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prema, Seva Pravartana, Lupta Tirtha Uddhara or Vairagya section. Vairagya Yuga Bhakti, Rasa Prayat. Further, Mahaprabhu says, Nija Priya Sthana Mora Mathura Vrindavana Taha Ita Dharma Chahi Karete Pracharan. So Nija Priya Sthana Mora, the Lord's very dear affectionate place or his abode is Vrindavan. And he wants to do many things there. In particular, Chahi Karite Pracharan, to preach Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to accomplish many purposes through the exegetical endeavors of Srila Sanatana Goswami. Same purport. See what Srila Prabhupada wrote there in Adi Leela, which we discussed. First, Srila Sanatana Goswami compiled the book called Brihad Bhagavatam to teach people how to become devotees, execute devotional service and attain love of Krishna. Second, he compiled Hari Bhakti Vilas when he collected authoritative scriptural injunctions regarding how a Vaishnava should behave. This Vaishnava Achar. Only by the endeavor of Sri Sanatana Goswami were all the lost places of pilgrimage in the Vrindavan area excavated. He established Madan Mohan, the first deities of Vrindavan area, and by his personal behavior he taught how one should act in the renounced order, completely devoted to the service of the Lord. By his personal example, he taught people how to stay in Vrindavan to execute devotional service. The principal mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was to preach Krishna consciousness. Mathura and Vrindavan are the abodes of Lord Krishna. Therefore, these two places are very dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he wanted to develop their glories through Srila Sanatana Goswami. Mahaprabhu picked Srila Sanatana Goswami to establish and to accomplish his mission both. Matare agyayami vasi nila chale taha dharma shikhaite nahi nij bale. So Mahaprabhu is saying that by the order of my mother Sati Devi, I am sitting here, vasi nila chale, here in Jagannath Puri. Therefore, I cannot go to Mathura Vrindavan to teach people how to live there according to religious principles. Ete sab karmami ye dehe karimu taha chadite chahi tumi kemane shahimu. I have to do all this work through your body. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Nimit mata bhava savya sachi. That you become a mere instrument in my hand. And how to become that instrument in the hand, that is demonstrated in the character of Srila Sanatana Goswami. So it would be great injustice if we do not pay our debts to Srila Sanatana Goswami, who has given these teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And don't think that you have to study those books to know it. Srila Prabhupada has incorporated all of it in his purpose. All of Srila Prabhupada's purport are imbued with the teachings, the learnings, and the messages of Srila Sanatana Goswami. So now we'll come to Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll continue. We were on the which verse we are? Fifth verse.
Oh, fifth verse.
I think I completed the fifth verse. Questions were there by Narad Muni. Okay, these are the questions, yeah. So Narad Muni is inquiring about creation from Brahmaji. My dear father, what is the source of your knowledge? Under whose protection are you standing? And under whom are you working? What is your real position? Do you alone create all entities with material elements by your personal energy? It was known to Sri Narad Muni that Lord Brahma attained creative energy by undergoing severe austerities. As such, he could understand that there was someone else superior to Brahmaji, who invested Brahma with the power of creation. Therefore, he asked all the above questions. Discoveries of progressive scientific achievements are therefore not independent. A scientist has to attain the knowledge of a thing already existing by means of a wonderful brain made by someone else. A scientist can work with the help of such an awarded brain, but it is not possible for the scientist to create his own or a similar brain. Therefore, no one is independent in the matter of creation, nor is such creation automatic. So we see in this first section of these first verses that Naraji is inquiring from Brahmaji about the creation. Actually, this question is raised by Maharaj Parikshit to Shukdev Goswami, but Shukdev Goswami is a bona fide acharya. So he's not speaking out of his own. What is he citing? He is citing the parampara. He's saying the same questions were asked by Naradji to Brahma. So he's giving reference of these questions. Atmana bhavishyase tani na para bhavayan swayam atma shaktim avashtabhya urna nabhir ivaklama. As the spider very easily creates the network of its cobweb and manifests its power of creation without being defeated by others. So also you yourself, by employment of your self-sufficient energy, create without any other help. So Narad Muni is inquiring further. And he gives one analogy also, that are you the self-sufficient cause for this creation? The best example of self-sufficiency is the sun. The sun does not require to be illuminated by any other body. Rather, it is the sun which helps all other illuminating agents. For in the presence of the sun, no other illuminating agent becomes prominent. Narad compared the position of Brahma to the self-sufficiency of the spider, who creates his own field of activity without any other's help by employment of its own energetic creation of saliva. So, you know this insect, spider? It has this very special ability. From his saliva, it creates the web. And it can again, it can retract the entire web. So similarly, is Brahma the self-sufficient cause of creation? This is what Naraji is asking. Naham Veda param hi asmin, na param na samam vibho, nama rupa guner bhavyam, sadashat kinchit anyatha. Whatever we can understand by the nomenclature, characteristics and features of a particular thing, superior, inferior or equal, eternal or temporary, is not created from any source other than that of your Lordship, thou so great. So Narad Muni is glorifying Brahma. The manifested world is full of varieties of created beings in 8,400,000 species of life, and some of them are superior and inferior to others. In human society, the human being is considered to be the superior living being. And amongst the human beings, there are also different varieties, good, bad, equal, etc. But Narad Muni took for granted that none of them has any other source of generation besides his father Brahmaji. Therefore, he wanted to know all about them from Lord Brahma. So he is clearing it up. He is wanting to have clarity, no ambiguity. That are you the principal cause? Are you the cause? Or is there someone else beyond you or behind you who is the cause? Sa bhavanacharat ghoram yattapa sushmati mahita yatapa sushamahita tena khedyase nasvam parashankam cha yachasi. Yet we are moved to wonder about the existence of someone more powerful than you when we think of your great austerities in perfect discipline, although your good self is so powerful in the matter of creation. He is giving a hint here. We are moved to wonder about the existence of someone more powerful than you. Although you are so powerful, you are so great because of the austerities that you have performed, the disciplines that you have observed. Following in the footsteps of Sri Narad Muni, one should not blindly accept his spiritual master as God himself. A spiritual master is duly respected on par with God, but a spiritual master claiming to be God himself should at once be rejected. Narad Muni accepted Brahma as the supreme due to Lord Brahma's wonderful acts and creations. But doubts arose in him. When he saw Lord Brahma also worship some superior authority, the supreme is supreme and he has no worshipable superior. The Ahangropashita, you remember in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we studied Ahangropasana. Or one who worships himself with the idea of becoming God himself is misleading. But the intelligent disciple can at once detect that the Supreme God does not need to worship anyone, including himself, in order to become God. Ahangro Upasana may be one of the processes for transcendental realization. But the Ahangro Pashita can never be God himself. No one becomes God by undergoing a process of transcendental realization. No one becomes God by undergoing a process of transcendental realization. Narad Muni thought of Brahmaji as the supreme person. But when he saw Brahmaji engaged in the process of transcendental realization, doubts arose in him. So he wanted to be clearly informed. Etanme prikshata sarvam sarvagna sakaleshvara vijanihi yatha evedam aham buddhe anushashita. Sarvagna. One name of Brahmaji is Sarvagna. Sarvagna. Gna means know. Sarva means everything. One who knows everyone and everything. My dear father, you know everything and you are Sakaleshwara. Sakala means everyone and Ishvara means controller. There are two things, that you know everything, you are Sarvagna, and you are also Sakaleshwara. You are the controller of everyone. You know everything and you are the controller of everyone. Therefore, may all that I have inquired from you be kindly instructed to me, so that I may be able to understand it as yours too. This is a very proper way in which Sri Narad Muni is inquiring. The inquiries made by Narad Muni are very important for everyone concerned. And as such, Narad requested Brahmaji to deem them suitable, so that all others who may come in the line of disciplic succession of the Upadaya may also property. Okay, so I'll stop here. I'm having a short class. Mainly, I wanted to little on Srila Sanatana Goswami. Tomorrow you will give the presentation, Ravinder. I'm asking you, Ravinder Prabhu, my voice is reaching you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Ravinder Prabhu, आपको आवाज आ रहा है मेरा?
Yes, Prabhuji, आ रहा है Prabhuji, हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, I'll stop here. We will hear from Brahmaji in the next session. Tomorrow you are ready?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. I'm not sure about tomorrow's class. If I have Saturday class in Faridabad, then I'll have to go through the study material tomorrow. Then we will have your presentation on Sunday or Monday. Okay.
Good.
Any questions so far based on what Brahmaji is asking, or anyone wants to speak on Srila Sanatana Goswami? In our devotional practice, in our devotional aspirations, and in our devotional endeavors, our role models, our heroes, our icons should be the acharyas, not the worldly people. We should meditate deeply to know on the glorious contributions of Srila Sanatana Goswami and what an exemplary life he lived. He was the Prime Minister of Nawab Hussain Shah, the most influential king, the most opulent which was there in Bengal. And how he gave it up to serve the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What level of adjustment he made from the palatial lifestyle to coming and being on the bank of Yamuna and sleeping under the trees of Vrindavan. He could eat chapatis which were not even salted, what to speak of any sabji or dal. Just imagine. Hare Krishna. बोलो, आप लोग को अपॉर्चुनिटी है, आप लोग ग्लोरीफाई नहीं करते, ऐसे चुप बैठे रहते हो, ऐसे कुछ है ही नहीं मुंह में. What is voice for? It is better to become, what should I say? When it comes to glorifying the Parampara members, the Acharyas, whenever there is an opportunity, we should be very eager, very enthusiastic. ये सेशन का रिकॉर्डिंग हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है आज? मुझे तो नहीं लग रहा.
हो रहा है प्रभु.
कौन कर रहा है? आप कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, दयाशील प्रभु ही कर रहे हैं.
वो तो है ही नहीं, वो अभी भी नहीं है.
YouTube में चल रहा है ऐसे.
चलो मैं बंद कर रहा हूँ, आप लोग कुछ बोल नहीं रहे. आई डोंट वांट टू वेस्ट. श्री सनातन गोस्वामी तिरुभाव तिथि महामहोत्सव की जय. श्रीमद् भागवतम